And welcome back. Our guest for the show is actor Bryan Cranston. You know him from many TV and film appearances. He's probably best known as Walter White in the groundbreaking and still resonating show Breaking Bad, which won him 4 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. He's also won 2 Tonies, one for playing LBJ in the play All the Way, and another Tony for playing Howard Beale in the theater production of Network. Plus, he won an Olivier Award for that role over in London. He also has a new film coming out called The One and Only Ivan. He also has a new mescal, a libation, that I'm dying to hear about. His autobiography is a must-read as well. It's called A Life in Parts. Plus, Bryan is a huge sports fan. We're going to cover all of that. Bryan, thanks for being on the show.
How are we going to cover all of that, John? That's impossible. That's too much.
Well, you're going to have to talk fast. That's for sure.
Okay. All right. Good to talk to you again, buddy. Been a lot.
Great to talk to you as well. Thank you. Okay, so the news guy in me has 2 quick questions people are dying to know. First, you and your wife, Robin, were tested COVID positive. How are you guys doing?
Thanks, John. We're fine. Back in early March, we came down with this right away. We didn't know what it was, and then all of a sudden we started reading more about it, and it was like, very lucky, very mild symptoms. About 3 days of slight aches, and then about a week of real exhaustion. And then our taste buds and our ability to smell food and things went away. And that's come back for the most part. But all in all, we'll take that. And that's what's so insidious about this virus, is that it goes anywhere from being completely asymptomatic to death. There's a lot of people out there suffering. And so I hope everybody's wearing your mask and socially distancing.
Yeah, so you have no after effects right now, right?
Not really. And I'm, giving plasma. Again, I have a date tomorrow to give plasma again. And I'm told it's really effective. They get a very small dose of it to those who are really suffering from it. And it helps their own antibodies fight off the disease within them.
Mm-hmm. Do you know how you got it?
No, I don't. It's so hard to know, because sometimes you don't even feel any effects of it for a week or 10 days, or it's like, wow. So and who knows? You go shopping, you put your hands on the cart, or you're talking to someone, or you give a hug to a friend who knows? And that was, when life was normal, and now we're trying to all adapt to the new normal.
Yeah. Now, you kept the news really kind of quiet. I mean, people really didn't know about it. I mean, I think I found out, it was more of a couple of months afterwards. Why'd you keep it so quiet? Any reason?
Well, we are friends with Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, and we were in touch with them when they first announced. And then we told them we had it as well. And it was like, oh, my God. And I just didn't think that, the world needed another celebrity coming. There's no better ombudsman than Tom Hanks to say, this is real, this is serious, let's take it seriously and be responsible. And so that was fine. It wasn't until I was giving plasma that the phlebotomist who was tending to me said, I noticed you were taking some videos. Would you please post that, because our donations have dropped off? And so I thought, well, okay, there's a good reason to out myself that I had it. And with hopefully the message that if you had it, if you are through, and God bless you that you are, I'm happy for you. And maybe you'll consider donating some plasma to help others that are really suffering from it.
No, that's great. That's good news. It's good news to hear you guys are doing well. Okay, here's the second news question I have to ask. Will Walter White appear in the final season of Better Call Saul?
I asked myself that question. I can honestly say I have not been contacted. I have not, and I don't know if I ever will. And that's fine. Either way is fine with me. If I was asked to do it, of course I would. Vince Gilligan changed my life when he cast me in Breaking Bad. And it was, an amazingly told story. The lion's share of that success is with the writers, and it's just magnificent. So, yes, I would, but so far, no word.
All right, we'll wait for news on that. We are talking to Bryan Cranston. He is the actor best known as Walter White on Breaking Bad. He has a new film coming out called The One and Only Ivan. Also has a drinking spirit, a mescal, with his Breaking Bad co-star Aaron Paul. We're going to talk about that, but I want to hit sports with you right now, Bryan. You're a huge Dodger fan. Are you actually watching baseball in this crazy season?
I am, because I'm an addict, so I am watching it. In fact, my Dodgers are going to start in about an hour from now today, so I will be watching. And I know you're a Red Sox fan, and you know what? So am I. I have Red Sox as my American League team, and I've rooted for them ever since the '75 series against the Reds. And because I hated the Reds, they were in the same division as the Dodgers at the time, and so I would just started rooting for the Red Sox then, and fun team, and since the century, winning 3 times, remarkable, just remarkable. And yeah, they're having a tough time now. They have to redevelop, their policies, their system there. I think you're going to see them as sellers in the next few weeks, actually, because this is a shortened season. But I think they're going to regroup and build new.
Yes. Well, and just to correct you, they've won 4 in the 21st century. So
have they really?
Yeah, they won 2003, 2007, 2013, and 2018. So we're going to talk about 18 in a little bit, but I want to talk more about the Dodgers and how great they look. You must be enjoying talking about the Red Sox, the acquisition, and then the long-term signing of Mookie Betts. You got to really love that.
He's not only a good ball player, but he seems to be a really great fit. As soon as he got out here to Los Angeles, he started investing his time in neighborhoods, and nothing goes over better with any city than to have someone say, "Okay, here I am, and let me get acquainted. Let me learn about the city. Let me meet the people." And boy, he was really, really won some points with everyone here. And he's proving to be as great a talent as everyone knew he was in Boston. And, I think it's good for everybody. Alex Verdugo, who was the key player going to the Red Sox, what a talent this kid is. He's going to be in the outfield for the Red Sox for a long time.
Yeah, I would agree. He's actually been really hot. One of the things that as a Red Sox fan and looking at Mookie and thinking for Mookie, he's going to be the next Ted Williams or the next Yaz. But I got to tell you, since I've seen him out there, he looks like he belongs out there. I really do. And I think a lot of it has to do with what you were saying. He really fits in. He looks like a Dodger to me.
Isn't that it's a nice color too, isn't it? Just that nice inviting blue and that sea of white, that nice contrast.
Yeah, you gotta love that. All right, so you are really strongly paying attention to baseball. I mean, you're not looking at it's just kind of a throwaway season, or they're just doing this because of COVID. Are you you're into this?
I love baseball. So anytime I'm traveling, when I was shooting Breaking Bad in Albuquerque, I had an open door with the general manager of the Albuquerque Isotopes there. They were a Dodger farm system for several years while I was there, and then they switched over to Colorado. Fine. To me, I love baseball. So he would just say, "Come on in," and anytime. And I would finish work, and if there was an inning or two to watch, I would park the car, walk in, sit down, say hello to people, and watch a couple innings of professional baseball. I remember going in when I was shooting something in Detroit or actually south of Detroit, and I drove down to Toledo to watch the Mud Hens play. It's just great. And in minor league baseball, boy, that energy is there because those kids, they're still working on their dream. There is no resting. There is no sitting back. They're driving. They have a goal to achieve, and this is the last stepping stone, that AAA level to get in. And good for them. And sometimes you see some really phenomenal players come through there, and it's great. So I'm a baseball fan above and beyond everything else, and seeing, you know, the transitions that they've made, the new rules that they've brought in. It's kind of interesting, you know, the DH in every game is certainly interesting to watch. Takes a little bit of the strategy away, I think. The fact that pitchers have to come in and pitch to at least 3 batters or end an inning is interesting. Starting a runner on second base in every extra innings, that's really interesting as well. So it's not that I don't like it. It's just that I'm not quite used to it, and I, you know, I'll have to come around to it, accepting it anyway. But baseball's baseball.
All right, Brian, stick around. I'm going to talk to you about the 2018 series since you and O'Hurley were there. TVS Sport Magazine is back. Great stories and all that a sport magazine should be. Go to tvssportmagazine.com. It will soon be back as a monthly publication. It was for more than 5 decades, if you remember that. That's tvssportmagazine.com. Got a question, opinion, or suggestion? Drop us a line at tvstvnetwork@gmail.com. Back more with Bryan Cranston.